Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Very much appreciated. And in today's video, I want to bring something to everybody's attention. It's something that I've been reading in many other people's videos in the comment section. And I can get the general feeling that people are about to make a terrible mistake. So I just want to bring everybody's attention to this particular mistake that 95% of people will make, especially when you're coming out of a bear market and into a very strong bull market rally. I'll also be having a look at the Bitcoin miners board, seeing exactly where we're at and which miners are actually doing the best so far. So if that sounds interesting, then without further ado, you know exactly what to do. Get yourself a cup of tea, sit yourself down, eyes on the screen, and let's get cracking. Okay, before we begin, the usual polite reminder, please remember everything in my videos is just for educational purposes. So please do your wider research before making any investment decisions. So with that out of the way, I'm going to just start off on this 60-day cycle board that we've got, that we've been running for many weeks now. And one of the main common questions everybody keeps asking is, do we have a correction at here, or potentially here at $25,000? As I've said many times before, I don't have any clue as to what I'm going to have for lunch, never mind what's going to happen in the Bitcoin price. However, we can look through the charts and historically ascertain the direction of travel of where we could possibly go. As we know, this is a game of probabilities and possibilities. There is nothing certain or guaranteed in this market. So with that in the background, what can we expect the price to do when we get to these levels here? Now, I'm quite aware that a lot of people have missed this move here. And it always happens every bull cycle and every bear cycle. People either FOMO in or too frightened to get in at the bottom here. So when we came to this target at 21.4, people were expecting a pull out. So they thought we'd miss this bit here. So we'll wait for a pullback down here. Well, guess what? It didn't come. So our next target was over here at 22,800. And once again, people thought, well, this is a good time to have a big correction and then we can get in over here. Again, it didn't come. And once again, people are thinking that they're going to have another opportunity over here. And you may well do so, because obviously nobody knows the future. But we can have a look at in the past of what happened when we had these very strong bullish rallies to the upside after a period of consolidation for a long period of time. And that should give us some sort of a clue, some sort of a framework for us to actually make a decision. Because I know from the comments that people think that at 25,200 we're going to have a very big correction, and that may well be true. Nobody can deny that. However, if I show you what's happened in the previous two cycles when we've come out of a bear market, then you'll have a better clue and add to the knowledge and information base that you have already. Okay, I'm going to take you to a journey at the beginning of Bitcoin when we started here back in 2010. And what happened here, the first bull market that we got was over here. And then when we topped out, we had a very severe bear market, just like we've had just now. And all we have to do is look at the patterns that develop after such a severe correction. So if we have a look at this a little bit closer, we can see exactly what tends to happen time and time again. So once we got to the bottom of this first bear market that we had back in 2011, we formed a double bottom here. In between, we created this very strong resistance point here, which could be the equivalent of our $25,000 mark. Because as you can see over here, a lot of support. And so if you put a line over there, you can see quite clearly that when we met the first target over here, that's that target there. Yes, we got a little bit of consolidation, but we moved up. Then we moved to the next target here. And again, we came to that and consolidated. And this was the big move at that time at around 375. So everybody expected some sort of a big correction over here. Well, guess what happened? Instead of coming down, those who missed the big climb from down here, they were waiting up here. They didn't get on board because they were expecting a big correction over here. Instead, this is what happened. It went further up, consolidated, and went even further. However, if you were patient, and in the markets, patience is too much of a premium, because once this went like this, we eventually came down. So we do tend to have ups and our downs and our ups and our downs, and those who have the patience will eventually get a good price. So this is what happened after the first bull market and bear market at the beginning of the Bitcoin history. But this pattern seems to be developing every time. And if we move on to the end of that first cycle, at the end of 2013, we had this very severe, brutal bear market, just like we've had now. And everybody says that the first cycle is very much similar to the current cycle that we've got. Well, let's have a look at this. So when we got to the bottom, guess what we made here? Another double bottom here. And in the middle of that double bottom, we created these levels. As you can see here, this was the big level over here. And within this big level, there were these targets. So we got the target over here, and people thought that we were going to get a correction over here. And as you can see, it didn't come. And if we superimpose this part to the current cycle, we can see what happened afterwards. So basically, this is where we're at, I would think, in the cycle, where we've double bottomed. Our bottom is in, we're assuming that. I would say 80% the bottom is in. There's always that 20% wriggle room where you can't be sure. Of course it is. That's the law of probabilities. But if we take the cycle from here up to this point and superimpose that on our current cycle, now you can see that this first cycle resembles very similar to what's happened here. Look, we've got two bottoms over here. Then we got a run up over here, just like over here, very, very similar. And then when we got past this point here, which is our 18.3, that's it there. And I called for a bull trap over here, saying that I don't think this is going to come back. That was the way it appeared. And it was based actually on this first cycle, that it seems to be following that. And this is exactly what's happened. And we can see that once we went past this 18,300 equivalent, we got one high over here, which is based on this top, consolidated, went up another lot, consolidated, and everybody thought, well, this level here, this is our equivalent of 25.2. It just consolidated at that point and went further up before topping out over here. And look what's happened here. We've had a big run up, very, very similar. We've consolidated, another run up, consolidated, and now we're waiting for our 25.2 resistant point over here. And everybody thinks over here that we are going to do this. And it may well be the case, I'm not denying that. But I just want to provide another view, and that is that what if it doesn't do that? A lot of people are waiting to sell over here and trying to get smart and buy back 10, 20, 30, 40% down here, so that if you've missed the train over here, you're going to make it up over here. That is one of the biggest ways people get wrecked in this market, because the market never behaves as you would wish it to be. Yes, you got a big fall after that, but it happened at an unexpected point rather than the expected point. And that's my point here, that what you expect the market to do isn't what it actually does do. It does something completely different. Looking at these markets always brings me to this quotation by Wayne Dyer, that if you change the way you look at things, then the things you look at change. So I hope I've been able to give you another perspective to look at this market, maybe in a different way, and maybe that the things now you're looking at might change to your benefit. And it also brings me to this other quotation that I gave you a few weeks back, that there are no justified resentments, because one of the things that I have noticed in the comment section is there seems to be a lot of resentment because people have either missed the move over here, or they're waiting for a pullback and it's just not coming. And they're getting more and more frustrated, more and more irritated, and more resentful. But please always remember, there are no justified resentments, because the only person resentments harm is you. Because that resentment will lead you into certain emotions which will end up making you make the wrong moves over here. So just keep calm, keep relaxed, keep neutral. And that's a very big lesson in life. Never get too emotional when the market is doing fantastically well for you, and don't get too depressed when the market is not going according to how you want it to go. Okay, a quick look at the Bitcoin miners board. A bit of a mixed bag really here. The bigger cap companies like Marathon and Riot, they hardly actually moved, whereas Cypher, this is one of my favorite stocks for 2023, and that went up 11% here. And the biggest mover was DigiHost at 26%. But there are also some red ones, like Argo and Core Scientific, Bitfarms, and the others are just basically around about neutral. So the Bitcoin miners are just waiting for some resolution with the Bitcoin price. If Bitcoin goes up, obviously that's going to be reflected on a leverage basis on the Bitcoin miners. And if Bitcoin was to fall, then once again, we're going to have a much bigger fall on the Bitcoin miners. So we'll see how it resolves over the next few days and next few weeks maybe. Okay, we're going to leave it there. I hope you found value in this bonus video that I did. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I thought that bringing this information to your attention would provide value in terms of how you actually process that relevant to your own strategy for this market. So I hope you found value in that, and if you did, then please do remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to leave any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.